Jen, the Geezytown Fire Chief tells me crews responded to a blaze at around 1 p.m. at 1321 Country Club Terrace here in Frankstown Township. If you take a look behind me, that building 4A, when they arrived, had flames shooting out of the roof. Tim and Jen, state police say the two bodies were discovered by a family member at around 9 this morning here at 598 Broombaugh Road. Police tell me upwards of 6 shots were fired at this East Freedom Township home. They say multiple shots entered the house. Officials say a resident reported seeing a low-flying plane near Sandy Ridge Mountain Road in Rush Township around 1 p.m. They say the resident thought she heard an explosion immediately after. The First National Bank on East 25th Avenue in Altoona was robbed this morning just after 9 a.m. Police are currently looking for a suspect they say fled in a black 4-door sedan. They just pulled the tractor away, or the trailer away from the home. There's a hole in the wall you can see, and it's also taken out the screened-in porch behind. Bedford Borough and Township lost nearly 250,000 gallons of water from fire hydrants after intentional tampering. To give you an idea of just how strong those winds were, this is a pole from one of the canopies on our site that day. It bent under the force of all that wind against the canopy structure. The state police say 3 suspicious packages were left inside the Altoona Blair County Airport, prompting a thorough investigation. Police say they needed to act quickly given the location. The current professional baseball agreement between the Major League Baseball Association and minor league teams is set to expire after the 2020 season. Lakemont Park has brightened the holiday season with its holiday lights on the lake display for 23 years. The attraction has become a staple for many in the Altoona area. Stars from Hollywood, New York, and Nashville will be hitting the red carpet at the Roland Theater in downtown Phillipsburg. You can already see a line of people forming awaiting the arrival of several limousines. Altoona area students and faculty have compiled this mass of cereal to donate to local food banks. They say it's an annual effort to fill the spoons of those in need. 75-year-old Martinsburg resident Jane Weaver was inside with her dog when fire broke out here at her home on North 3rd Alley in Martinsburg. Her daughter-in-law was just a few blocks away. She says she heard the sirens.
It scared me to death. I rushed out of my house up there, come down here, and I seen the firemen working on doing something over here, and one of the firemen told me they was working on her.
When Jane Weaver was taken to the hospital fighting for her life, her son Kenny heard the news and rushed to be by her side.
They tried to do CPR on her down the hospital and they couldn't revive her.
Jane's oldest son, John, was at home when he got the call from his brother. He says he had just seen his mother hours before.
I was laying in bed about 10:30, and then Kenny called and said that Mom passed away. And I went, what? I wasn't ready for it, obviously. Shocked. More shocked than anything.
Today, the family returned to her home to begin picking up the pieces, hoping to salvage some of Jane's belongings and the memories of who she was.
She just tucked me in right away and treated me like a daughter.
She was a very kind lady. She'd give you anything if you needed it. She loved all of us with all her heart.
Just a few days ago, much of the family gathered inside the home, not knowing it would be Jane's last Christmas. They spent that time taking part in some of her favorite activities.
I'm so thankful that they got to spend the last weekend with her.
All the grandkids were over, and we played games and just having fun and having a good time with her.
The Weavers say they are a tight-knit family that will support each other through this trying time. But Jane's loss is hard to swallow.
She will be missed a whole lot.
She was just a good lady and kind-hearted, and just loved her very much. I'm going to miss her.
62-year-old Frank Webb was last seen on October 31st. The family did not report him missing until over a week later, but his cousin Linda DeArmond says that's because this was a common thing with Webb.
A friend of mine called and said, "Have you seen Frank?" And I hadn't seen him for a little while, and that wasn't unusual.
DeArmond says a few days later, her family still wasn't concerned.
And we just didn't think anything about that, and I know that's come up several times, but that was just normal behavior for him.
But this time, Webb left behind his phone and keys, and there was no activity on his bank account. On November 7th, the family reported him missing.
We've been wondering ever since, all the things you do wonder. Did somebody hurt him? Did he hurt himself? What happened?
Jarmuth says during their search, Huntington Borough Police discovered security camera footage showing Webb at a local convenience store Halloween night, wearing shorts, sneakers, and a long-sleeve shirt.
Sheets had a video of him being at Sheets and walking across the street. That's the last anybody saw him.
Jarmuth says on Sunday, some park visitors discovered what Huntington Borough Police later identified as Webb's body at Portstown Park. Police say there were no signs of foul play. Jarmuth believes she knows how he ended up there.
We think that he fell in Muddy Run all the way uptown, and due to the rain and stuff, got washed down and we found him at the end of that tunnel.
Jarmuth says Webb's family has a history of heart problems and believes Webb was not immune.
He had a heart attack. And we think he fell in Muddy Run.
Huntington Borough Police have not yet determined an official cause of death. They say they are awaiting the results of Webb's autopsy, which requires further testing. Jarmuth says she will miss her cousin and his sarcasm.
He was just Frankie. There was never not a mean bone in his body at all. And he liked to make people laugh.
She's grateful that her family can now have closure.
Just the fact that somebody reported it and did that really took a load off my family.
Tim and Jen remember his name, Xavier Deuce. The ninth grader is a defensive lineman for the Altoona Area Junior High School football team. And in his final game this year, he made the play of his life, at least to this point. In the final game of his first year playing football for the junior high, Deuce lined up a defensive tackle. That's him wearing the number 72 jersey. After the snap, Wheeling Park's quarterback attempts a pass that's batted by an Altoona defender. That's when Deuce snags the ball and sprints for the goal line, carrying a would-be tackler into the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown. The celebration was on. Xavier's teammates swarmed him in the end zone before he's seen jumping up and down.
Happy, they are just happy at the white base, white diamond. And I did it God. Oh yeah,
I mean, I've never seen anything like that. And to see the team run into the end zone after he scored, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Xavier's coach says he's been working hard on tip drills all year, and it finally paid off. Now he has the confidence to make his mark at the next level and beyond.
We play the high school and we play NFL and help our team become number one.
After thanking his coaches, teammates, and teachers for making his big play possible, there was one more person he wanted to thank.
Thank your mom for your one. Thank your mom.
Always got to thank
Mom.